1816, the year without a summer. Snow fell across New England in June. Crops failed throughout Europe. Famine spread across the Northern Hemisphere. Ask almost any historian and you will hear the same answer. The eruption of Mount Tambora, Indonesia, April 1815, the largest volcanic eruption in recorded history. According to the official explanation, it released so much ash into the atmosphere that it cooled the planet for more than a year. For most of my life, I accepted that explanation without question. But eventually, one question began to bother me. What if the volcanic explanation is not the whole story? The climate records from 1816 are certainly dramatic. Snow in June, frosts in July and August, crop failures severe enough to trigger food riots across Europe. Yet some researchers point out unusual details. The cooling was not perfectly uniform. Certain regions suffered extreme conditions, while others experienced far less disruption. Some historical records are difficult to reconcile with standard volcanic models, and the mystery deepens when we look beyond the climate itself. Following the crisis, many countries experienced significant population movements. New institutions began to appear: massive orphanages, workhouses, reform schools, and charitable facilities constructed across Europe and North America. One of the most intriguing examples is the orphan train movement in the United States. Between 1853 and 1929, more than 200,000 children were relocated from eastern cities to rural communities across the country. Officially, these programs were created to address poverty, overcrowding, and social problems. Yet some observers argue that the scale of the operation raises deeper questions. Why were so many children relocated? Why are records incomplete in so many cases? And why did these institutional systems continue expanding long after the immediate effects of the crisis had passed? At the same time, enormous public buildings began to appear throughout the Western world. Many of them shared remarkably similar architectural layouts, engineering features, and construction methods. Supporters of alternative history theories believe these patterns may point to a much larger story, one involving lost infrastructure, forgotten technologies, or even a civilization whose history has been largely erased. Some go even further. They suggest that the year without a summer may have been the visible symptom of a much greater catastrophe, one that modern history no longer fully acknowledges. Was 1816 simply the result of a volcanic eruption? Or was it part of a broader event that reshaped populations, institutions, and historical memory itself? The official explanation remains firmly rooted in the eruption of Tambora. Yet the questions continue to attract researchers, historians, and independent investigators around the world. What really happened in the years surrounding 1816, and how much of that story remains hidden beneath the surface of history? The deeper you look, the more questions seem to emerge.